Money without brains is always dangerous. Properly used, it is the most important tool for freedom. Napoleon Hill. Money isn't just paper, it's energy. It flows to people who are ready for it, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. If your goal is to attract more money, success, and peace into your life, you don't need a secret formula. You need to work on yourself every single day. In this video, we'll go through 10 things you must work on daily to raise your energy, shift your mindset, and become someone who naturally attracts wealth and opportunity. These are simple, practical habits. Let's begin with the first one. Habit 1, protect your energy. Every day, you're bombarded by countless influences. The people you talk to, the news you consume, the social media posts you scroll through, and even the thoughts you allow to linger in your mind. All of these things have one thing in common. They impact your energy. Your energy is your inner vibration, the feeling you carry about yourself, your surroundings, and your future. When you feel good, focused, and positive, everything seems to flow smoothly. Opportunities appear, and success feels almost inevitable. But when your energy is low, when it's filled with negativity, fear, or stress, it becomes harder to take action, harder to stay motivated, and harder to move forward in life. Hill's philosophy, as laid out in Think and Grow Rich, emphasizes that success is not just about hard work, but about aligning your energy with your desires. He says, "What the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve." But here's the catch. If your mind is consumed with negative thoughts, surrounded by toxic people, or constantly exposed to fear-based news, your energy is being drained, and that low energy will act as a barrier to attracting the wealth, success, and opportunities you desire. So, how do you protect your energy every day? The first step is to be mindful of who and what you let into your life. You must set clear boundaries with people who drain you. We all know those individuals who constantly bring negativity or drama into our lives. While it can be difficult to say no to people, it's important to realize that protecting your energy is a necessity, not a luxury. You have the right to distance yourself from anyone who lowers your vibration. Hill reminds us that success comes from being in the right mindset, and if the people around you are constantly pulling you into negativity, they're preventing you from achieving your goals. Another powerful way to protect your energy is to limit your exposure to negative media. We live in an age where bad news spreads faster than good news, and fear is often amplified by the media. It's easy to get caught up in the chaos of the world. But remember, you don't have to take on that stress. It's okay to tune out the negativity. Instead, choose media that inspires and uplifts you. Whether it's motivational podcasts, books that expand your mind, or simply following positive social media accounts, curate what you consume. What you feed your mind directly impacts your energy. Your thoughts are another major part of your energy. The thoughts you think constantly shape your feelings, and those feelings shape your actions. If you're constantly thinking negative thoughts, you're lowering your energy. But if you can shift your thinking to something more positive, more empowering, you raise your vibration. You don't have to be perfect at this. We all have negative thoughts from time to time. But the key is to recognize them and replace them with something better. For example, instead of thinking, "This is impossible," try thinking, "This is a challenge, but I can figure it out." Every small shift in your mindset helps you protect your energy. It's also important to create time for yourself every day, even if it's just for a few minutes. Whether that's through meditation, a short walk, or simply sitting in silence, take time each day to recharge. You cannot pour from an empty cup. If you're constantly giving your energy to others, you must also make time to refill your own cup. This daily practice helps you stay grounded, focused, and ready to take on the challenges that come your way. Surrounding yourself with like-minded, positive individuals is another key part of protecting your energy. Napoleon Hill introduced the idea of the mastermind principle, which is the concept that when you collaborate with others who share your goals and values, the collective energy of the group magnifies your potential for success. By surrounding yourself with positive, motivated individuals, you amplify your own energy and bring in new ideas and perspectives that can help you move forward. Finally, one of the most powerful ways to protect your energy is through gratitude. When you start each day by focusing on what you're grateful for, you shift your mindset from one of lack to one of abundance. Gratitude helps you maintain a positive vibration and attracts more of what you want into your life. Take a moment every morning to acknowledge the good things in your life, no matter how small they may seem. This practice helps you cultivate an abundance mindset, and as a result, you'll find that wealth and opportunities flow more easily to you. By protecting your energy, you're not just avoiding negativity, you're actively cultivating the kind of environment where success can thrive. When your energy is strong and positive, you naturally attract the opportunities and wealth you desire. Napoleon Hill said, "Energy is the foundation of all accomplishment." And when you guard your energy, you invite success to flow freely into your life. Habit 2. Feed your mind with purpose. That goes beyond food. It means the thoughts you think, the words you hear, the books you read, the conversations you engage in. They all become part of you. And if your goal is to grow, to succeed, and to attract wealth and opportunity into your life, then you must make it a daily habit to feed your mind with purpose. Napoleon Hill wrote in Think and Grow Rich, "The mind, like the body, can be both nourished and starved. Every day you're given a choice to fill your mind with meaningful, powerful, purpose-driven ideas, or to let it decay in mental junk food. And just like with your physical health, what you put into your mind determines how well it performs. If you give it truth, vision, and inspiration, it becomes a magnet for clarity and action. But if you fill it with distraction, negativity, or noise, it becomes cloudy and scattered. We live in a world that constantly competes for our attention. Notifications, headlines, endless opinions. It's easy to let your days slip by consuming whatever is placed in front of you. But leaders, achievers, and visionaries take control of their mental diet. They understand that what enters the mind shapes the future. Hill believed that specialized knowledge, not just random information, was the key to success. He said, "Knowledge will not attract money unless it is organized and intelligently directed through practical plans of action." So ask yourself this: are you learning something every day that brings you closer to your vision? Feeding your mind with purpose doesn't require hours of study. It means choosing content that aligns with your goals. If you want wealth, study wealth. If you want influence, study leadership. If you want peace, study calmness. Even 15 focused minutes of reading, journaling, or listening to an empowering message can completely rewire your mindset for the day. And don't just learn, reflect. Let the knowledge sink in. Let it spark ideas. Take notes. Speak it out loud. Teach it to someone else. That's how you transform knowledge into wisdom. That's how you make it stick. But more than anything, be selective. Guard your mental space as you would your home. You wouldn't invite toxic strangers into your living room, so why invite toxic content into your brain? The wrong message, the wrong voice, even the wrong conversation can plant seeds of doubt and delay your progress. The right one can change your life forever. Each day, you must decide whether you're feeding your mind like a champion or starving your future by consuming what's easy, entertaining, or empty. Hill reminds us, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. But first, your mind must be nourished with belief, direction, and discipline. So read with purpose, listen with purpose, speak with purpose every single day. Because success begins not with action, but with a thought. And when that thought is fed, nurtured, and focused, it has the power to transform your life. Habit 3, speak success into your life. Every day, you're either programming your mind for success or reinforcing patterns of doubt and fear. And the tool you use for that programming is your own voice. The words you speak, especially when you're alone, shape the quality of your thoughts, the direction of your actions, and the results you attract. As Napoleon Hill taught in Think and Grow Rich, you become what you think about, and your thoughts often start with the words you say out loud. This is more than just positive thinking. This is about developing a daily discipline to declare who you are and where you're going, even before the results show up. Hill called it autosuggestion, the practice of feeding your subconscious mind with repeated affirmations backed by belief and emotion. Why? Because the subconscious doesn't know the difference between reality and repetition. It simply acts on what it hears most often. So when you say things like, I can't, I'm broke, or I always fail, your subconscious registers those phrases as instructions, and it will begin to act in ways that make them true. But if you flip the script and start saying, I am capable, money comes to me in expected and unexpected ways, I'm built for success, you begin to plant seeds of power, not fear. You create mental momentum. Think of it like this. Your mouth is a remote control for your future. Every word you say is a command to your mind, your mood, your energy. That's why the most successful people are incredibly careful with their language. They speak in terms of when, not if. They talk about goals as if they're already done. They speak with certainty, even in uncertainty. And this is not about lying to yourself. It's about aligning yourself. You're aligning your words with your goals, your speech with your strength, your voice with your vision. Hill put it simply, whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. But belief starts with repetition. You have to hear yourself say it before you fully trust it. That's the power of spoken success. So make it a daily habit. Start your mornings by speaking life over your day. Look in the mirror and affirm your purpose. When challenges come, and they will, speak confidence into the chaos. When doubt creeps in, declare your direction even louder. Say it like you mean it. Speak it until it feels real, and when it starts to feel real, it begins to become real. Speak not just to describe your life, but to shape it. Because your voice is not just an expression, it's a tool that can either build your dreams or bury them. Use it wisely, use it daily, and use it to speak yourself into the future you've been working for. Habit 4, move your body, elevate your energy. Success is not just about what happens in your mind, it's also about what happens in your body. You can have the best ideas, the strongest goals, the clearest vision, but if your energy is low, if you feel heavy, tired, and stuck, then action becomes difficult and opportunity feels out of reach. That's why one of the most underrated habits for attracting wealth, clarity, and confidence is to move your body every single day. Napoleon Hill may have focused on mindset, but even he understood that the body and mind are deeply connected. In Think and Grow Rich, he wrote, "Sound health begins with a conscious effort to keep the body in order." He wasn't talking about becoming a bodybuilder or running marathons. He meant that if you want to think clearly, decide boldly, and act courageously, your physical state must support your mental goals. Think about it. Energy is everything, and your body is your first generator of energy. When you move, even a little, your blood flows, your heart rate rises, and your brain gets a rush of oxygen and clarity. You begin to feel awake, alive, focused. That energy isn't just physical, it lifts your mindset. Suddenly you feel more capable, more ready, more connected to the moment. You don't need a gym membership or hours of free time. A walk around the block, a 10-minute stretch, dancing to your favorite song. Even just standing up, breathing deeply, and shaking out the stress. These small actions shift your state. They tell your body, we're not stuck, we're moving, we're alive, we're ready. And when you start your day with movement, even before checking your phone, you claim your power. You show your mind and body who's in charge. And that physical momentum carries over into mental momentum. You make decisions faster. You bounce back from setbacks quicker. You face the world with strength instead of hesitation. Tony Robbins, a student of Hill's philosophies, often says, emotion is created by motion. If you want to change how you feel about your goals, your day, your life, start by changing how you move. Even when you feel heavy or unmotivated, moving your body breaks the inertia. It sends a signal to your brain. We're not stuck, we're still in the game. Every day you don't move, your energy drops. But every day you do, your energy expands. And with higher energy, you become magnetic to ideas, to people, to opportunities. Because wealth doesn't just respond to hard work, it responds to vibration. And when your body is vibrant, your entire presence shifts. So don't wait for motivation. Move for it. Don't wait until you feel better. Move until you do. Because your goals don't need a perfect version of you. They need a present, energized, committed version of you. And that version shows up when you move. Habit 5. Focus on what you want, not what you fear. Where your focus goes, your energy flows. And where your energy flows, that's where your results grow. One of the most powerful habits you can build every single day is the habit of consciously choosing your focus. Not based on what's happening around you, but based on where you want to go. Napoleon Hill warned about the dangers of focusing on fear in Think and Grow Rich. He wrote, "Fears are nothing more than states of mind. And yet, those states of mind, if left unchecked, can destroy your plans before they ever have a chance to succeed. Fear distorts your vision, shrinks your confidence, and steals your ability to act. It paralyzes the imagination, which Hill said is one of our greatest tools for building wealth." But here's the good news. Fear and faith require the same thing: belief in something that hasn't happened yet. Fear is imagining the worst. Faith is imagining the best. And the habit you need to build is choosing daily which one you'll practice. Most people don't realize they're focusing on fear. They wake up thinking about what could go wrong. They go to bed worrying about money, time, judgment, failure. They feed their fear with news, conversations, and inner dialogue that all scream not enough. And they wonder why their lives feel stuck. But when you start choosing your focus, everything begins to change. When you wake up and ask yourself, what do I want to create today, instead of what could go wrong, you shift your entire frequency. You stop reacting and start leading. You stop fearing lack and start expecting abundance. Still made it clear, there is no hope of success for the person who repels people through a negative personality. And where does a negative personality come from? Constant focus on fear. So what's the antidote? Start focusing on what you do want. Speak it, see it, write it, visualize it until it becomes more familiar than your fear. Do this every day. Take time, even just 5 minutes, to picture the outcome you want. See yourself living in that result. Feel it, believe it. Then act like it's already on its way. Because when you align your focus with your vision, your actions start to match your goals. Even on tough days when fear creeps in, return your focus to what matters. Not the problem, the purpose, not the doubt, the direction. Because the truth is, your future isn't built by what you're afraid of. It's built by what you move toward. So train your mind to focus on wealth, not poverty, on health, not sickness, on growth, not failure. Because what you feed with your attention becomes the world you live in. Habit 6, guard your mind like a fortress. Your mind is the most valuable real estate you'll ever own. It's where your beliefs live, where your ideas are born, where your future is first imagined. And just like any valuable space, it must be protected fiercely and daily. One of the most essential habits on your journey to success is this. Napoleon Hill wrote, "The mind is everything. What you think, you become." And that means every single thought, every piece of information, every conversation you allow into your mental space has the power to shape your direction. Most people treat their minds like public parks, open to any influence, any negativity, any gossip or fear that comes along. But wealthy, successful, purpose-driven people, They treat their minds like castles, protected, selective, sacred. Why? Because energy is contagious. Every time you watch a toxic video, complain with a negative friend, or scroll through fear-filled content, you invite noise into your inner world. And over time, that noise becomes your story. You start doubting instead of believing. You react instead of creating. You focus on obstacles instead of outcomes. Hill emphasized the need for accurate thinking, the ability to filter truth from distraction, fact from fear. That kind of clarity doesn't come naturally. It's built by habits, by choosing every day what you allow in, and more importantly, what you reject. You wouldn't leave the door to your home wide open for anyone to walk in, so why do that with your mind? Start your day with intention. Feed your brain high-level thoughts. Through books, speeches, prayer, meditation, or journaling, read something that lifts you. Watch something that challenges you. Listen to something that sharpens your thinking. Don't wait for motivation to strike. Create an environment where inspiration is the standard, not the exception. And be ruthless with the negative. That doesn't mean being cold or closed off. It means being aware. If something drains your energy, dims your light, or distracts you from your goals, limit it. If someone always complains or mocks your growth, love them but guard your space. Your dream is too big to be watered down by small minds. Remember, your mind is your command center. It's where decisions are made, visions are built, and resilience is formed. Guard it with everything you've got. Because when your mind is clear, focused, and protected, you move through the world with power. You think sharper, you act faster, you attract better. So don't just build the vision. Build the walls around your mind that protect that vision. Let only what empowers you enter. Let everything else bounce off your gates. Your peace, your focus, and your wealth depend on it. Habit 7. Speak as if it's already true. Your words are not just sounds. They are seeds. Every sentence you speak plants a future. It shapes how you feel, how you act, and what you believe is possible. That's why one of the most powerful habits you must work on every day is the habit of speaking as if your vision is already real, even before the world sees it. Napoleon Hill said, "Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve." But belief doesn't grow in silence. Belief needs voice. When you speak with confidence, when you affirm your goals, when you say what you want out loud, you're not just expressing yourself, you're programming your subconscious mind. You're shifting your inner dialogue from doubt to destiny. Think about this. Most people talk themselves out of greatness every single day. They say things like, "I'm not ready," "I'll never make it," "It's too hard," or "I'm not good enough." These aren't harmless statements. They are self-fulfilling prophecies. The more you repeat those scripts, the more your mind accepts them as truth, and the more your actions start to align with limitation instead of possibility. Now imagine the opposite. Imagine waking up and saying, "I'm building wealth," even if your bank account isn't there yet. Imagine saying, "I am a magnet for opportunities," even before one shows up. Imagine telling yourself, "I am healthy, focused, and disciplined," even on the days you struggle. That's not pretending. That's priming your mind for the life. Hill called this process auto-suggestion, the repetition of affirmations that transform thought into belief and belief into action. It's not magic, it's mechanics. The more you speak it, the more you believe it. And the more you believe it, the more you act like it's already true. And the more you act like it's true, the faster it becomes real. This habit isn't about hype or denial. It's about alignment. When your words reflect your vision, your entire life starts moving in that direction. You begin to attract people, opportunities, and ideas that match your energy. Because wealth doesn't respond to doubt, it responds to certainty. And certainty is something you build every time you speak with power. So train your mouth to speak life. Not just once, but every day. Say your goals out loud. Affirm your identity. Talk like someone who knows where they're going, not because you're already there, but because you've already decided. As Joel Osteen says, your words set the direction for your life. Speak like your future depends on it, because it does. Speak with authority, speak with purpose, speak like the life you want is listening, because it is. Habit 8, move with purpose, even when you don't feel like it. Success doesn't belong to those who feel like working every day. It belongs to those who move, even when they don't feel like it. The habit of taking consistent, purposeful action, especially on the hard days, is what separates dreamers from doers. It's what transforms energy into results, and it's one of the greatest habits you must build daily. Napoleon Hill said, "Action is the real measure of intelligence," and yet most people wait for perfect conditions before they act. They wait until they feel motivated, until it's easy, until fear disappears. But the truth is, that day never comes, and that's why winners don't wait. They act, they move with purpose, they build the discipline to show up no matter how they feel. See, energy doesn't always show up first. It often follows movement. Just think of how hard it is to start a cold car on a winter morning. But once it's running, once the engine warms up, momentum kicks in. You're the same. At the beginning, it feels heavy. But when you push through that resistance and take that first step, you change your internal state. You create motion. You generate your own power. This habit means choosing progress over perfection. It means writing the first messy draft instead of waiting for the perfect idea. Making the awkward sales call instead of rehearsing it 100 times in your head. Getting to the gym instead of negotiating with your excuses. Movement creates clarity, action creates confidence, and motion, no matter how small, always beats standing still. Hill emphasized that successful people develop decision and initiative, these two qualities, deciding quickly and acting without hesitation, form the backbone of progress. Because every time you act, you build evidence. You prove to yourself, I don't need to feel ready, I just need to move. Even on the low energy days, even when doubt whispers, even when fear tries to freeze you, especially then, that's when action matters most. Not dramatic, heroic action, just movement. One task, one step, one call, one choice that aligns with your vision. As Tony Robbins says, never leave the site of a decision without taking some kind of action, because action locks in belief. And belief fuels more action. It becomes a loop, a self-reinforcing cycle of progress that separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. So today, don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for the mood to strike. Show up, move, take the step. It doesn't have to be massive. It just has to be forward. That's how you tell the world and yourself that you're serious. That your dream isn't just an idea, it's in motion. Habit 9, learn something new every day. Success isn't just about what you've already mastered. It's about what you're willing to learn. Every day is an opportunity to expand your knowledge, sharpen your skills, and deepen your understanding. One of the most transformative habits for attracting wealth and achieving your goals is dedicating time each day to learning something new. Napoleon Hill emphasized that specialized knowledge is one of the key pillars of success. In Think and Grow Rich, he said, "Knowledge will not attract money unless it is organized and intelligently directed through practical plans of action." This means that while knowledge itself is important, how you apply that knowledge is what truly matters. But here's the catch. You can't apply what you don't know. And so the habit of learning, constantly growing, becomes a non-negotiable part of your daily routine. Learning doesn't have to be about formal education or hours of reading textbooks. It's about expanding your mind in whatever way you can. It could be listening to a podcast while commuting, watching a short video on a skill you want to develop, reading a few pages of a book or article, taking an online course, or asking a mentor for advice. It's about finding ways to stretch your brain and embrace new ideas. But learning isn't just about gaining new facts. It's about shifting your perspective. It's about looking at the world through a lens of curiosity, knowing that every person, every experience, and every moment can teach you something valuable. This habit allows you to see opportunities where others see challenges. It helps you recognize patterns, make better decisions, and tap into innovative ideas that can set you apart. Hill also taught that successful people never stop learning because learning fuels growth. When you make it a habit to learn something new each day, you're constantly improving your ability to make better choices, take smarter actions, and create more value in the world. This is how you evolve from someone who hopes for success to someone who attracts it naturally. The key is consistency. It doesn't matter if it's a big lesson or a small one. It's the act of showing up to learn every day that compounds into mastery over time. This habit isn't about overwhelming yourself. It's about continuous improvement. Little by little, piece by piece, you're building the foundation for your future. As Jim Rohn famously said, formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune. Every new thing you learn adds to your treasure chest of wisdom, making you more capable of creating, attracting, and receiving wealth. So today, and every day, dedicate a few minutes to learning. Ask questions, read, listen, and explore. Open your mind to new possibilities and watch as your ability to create wealth and impact grows with each new piece of knowledge you gain. Habit 10, commit to consistency over perfection. In the pursuit of wealth, success, and personal growth, there's one habit that stands above all others: consistency. The power of doing something day after day with unwavering commitment is what transforms dreams into reality. It's not the grand moments of perfection that change your life. It's the small, consistent actions, the daily choices that shape your future. Napoleon Hill emphasized the importance of persistence and consistency, noting that patience, persistence, and perspiration make an unbeatable combination for success. The key is staying committed, not to perfection, but to progress. Success doesn't happen overnight. It's not the result of one giant leap, but rather the accumulation of small steps taken over time. And it's easy to fall into the trap of believing that perfection is required. But the truth is, perfection is a myth. What's needed is persistence. It's easy to start things with enthusiasm. It's easy to dive into a new project, goal, or habit when the excitement is high. But true success is about the ability to stay with it even when motivation wanes. It's about showing up every day, even on the days when you're tired, frustrated, or uncertain. Those are the days when your character is truly forged. Think about it. Many people give up just before success happens. They quit after one failure, or they stop after one setback. But the winners, the ones who attract wealth and create lasting change, are those who keep going, no matter the obstacles, no matter the failures. They make consistency a daily habit. They commit to showing up, doing the work, and refining their craft, even when the results aren't immediate. Consistency builds momentum. It turns action into habit and habit into success. When you commit to daily progress, even if it's just a small step forward, you create a snowball effect. Each little effort adds up. Over time, your consistency compounds into extraordinary results. So, how do you make this habit part of your daily life? Start small. Don't focus on achieving perfection. Focus on showing up every day, even if it's for a short time. Whether it's taking a small step towards your business, improving your health, or investing in personal development, just do it consistently. Make it part of your daily routine. As the saying goes, success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out. By choosing consistency over perfection, you create an unstoppable force. The more consistent you are, the more progress you make. until one day you'll look back and realize that the small daily habits you committed to have completely transformed your life. We're almost at the end of this video, and now it's time for you to take action and change your life. If you're ready for transformation, leave a comment below and let us know that you're committed to making a change. No matter how tough it may seem, believe that you can do it. I'll read every comment, and I'll be featuring one of the most inspiring comments right here on our channel. If you want daily, unfiltered motivation to keep you going, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Together we can keep moving forward.